All right, what is up, everyone? I want to um, share with you my insights and thoughts on this Face It workshop. I have been through it and wanted to share all that I've learned. I really can't even share everything that learned because I learned so much, and I overcame a lot of fear. A lot of fear was faced in this workshop, and all right, so here we go. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Sarah Gaskin. I've known Kim Moore for about it's got to be like 3 or 4 years maybe now. And so I'm going to tell you just straight up front, this is going to be raw and real. This is not going to be any sugarcoating. This is really what I've literally learned with the Face It workshop. And so I really believe in this, man. I really believe in this. I believe in this fully and completely. So it is an honor and privilege for me to be able to share everything that I learned. Okay, I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. So I was molested when I was 9 years old. And that was in this workshop, you're going to have to recall times when you were afraid. And I was afraid when I was molested when I was 9. And I was afraid of actually telling my mother about it because these were the people that were doing it were my 2 stepbrothers. So these are 2 people that lived in our house with my mom and my stepdad, and I just didn't know how to tell her that. Also, I was afraid also because me and my mom have had a rocky relationship, so I was afraid that she wouldn't believe me if I did tell her what was going on. So and you're gonna have to recall your fears, and you're gonna have to or if you're in fear now with this current world situation. And she really made me recall what I had been afraid of. And so this is something that came out of that. And so when she reminded me that when we fear something, we adopt a way of thinking, alternative way of thinking to cope with the fear, right? So what I did with this is, after I was molested, my uncle basically got custody of me from my mom, and I went to go live with him for some years, right? And so I really looked up to my uncle a lot because he had taken me away from that situation, and without me asking. I didn't ask him to do that. He just was like, I'm gonna get custody of you. I'm gonna take you and you come live with me. That's a whole, now that I'm older, I realized that was a big thing because you're taking in a whole nother person, and I was only 9. So I really looked up to him for doing that because I didn't enjoy being with my mom at that time. We're cool, absolutely fine now, but that took a lot of work. Let me tell you, that took a lot of work. A couple years after I was living with my uncle, remember, he's the one that took me away from this, and he actually tried to do the same thing to me. So he tried to molest me. So I adopted this way of thinking. This is the way of thinking that I adopted. Don't trust anybody. You can't trust anybody. Don't trust anybody because you're just not safe to trust people, because this is what happens. I was thinking, this is my thoughts. This is what happens when you trust people. that's real. So I was like, I'm not gonna trust anybody. I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna do my own thing, and I can do this by myself. I can do whatever I need to do myself. That was the alternative uh, way of thinking that I adopted. And you do adopt different ways of thinking when you're afraid of something, because you got to do something, right? You got to do something with it. And so that was one fear that I had talked about, and in talking about it, really just got over it, and really opened myself up to trust people again, because I really wasn't doing that because of the experiences I had went through. Okay. So that was a big breakthrough, though, because that was a spark in the forgiveness of my mother. I would say it took a lot. I mean, it took a lot for us to get to the relationship, me and my mom, to get to the relationship that we are now. So, and God definitely was a whole big part of that. Had to be, because I wasn't going to. I was gonna, I'm very stubborn. I'll let you know that right now. I'm stubborn. So once I say I'm gonna do something, I'm not gonna trust nobody. I'm not gonna trust somebody for real. Like, that's gonna be what it is, And so after discussing that and talking over that and thinking about that and praying over that and facing that, then I overcame it. And me and my mom have an excellent relationship now. Let me give you some things that Kim said that just have stuck with me. Let me just give you some of those. She said, part of love is receiving the truth about ourselves, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I realized during this workshop that a lot of fear comes from underlying, like, heart problems on your own part, not even on the other people's part. It's about examining your own heart and trying to figure out what, asking God, what am I hiding, and how can I come out of hiding? Because the most powerful thing, and Kim embodies this so much, the most empowering thing is showing up with nothing to lose. I mean, you got nothing to lose and nothing to hide. That's the most powerful thing, because one of the biggest fears that I had, and I'm not saying I'm like completely over everything, because it's a process. You got to keep, you just have to keep at it. You really do. It's not something that some things you can, get over and then be done. But there are also things that you have to go through a process and keep continuing to make progress in that area. And so one of the biggest fears I had was being vulnerable, because every time in my past experiences when I was vulnerable, somebody took advantage of that. So, I had this fear of just being myself and being vulnerable, because a little bit about my past, I was a lesbian for like 6 years. So, and then I got saved. And so, that is a very tricky vulnerability thing, because you have to talk to people that you are safe, you feel safe to talk about it with, because man, if you open up and people take advantage of that, you're just going to go deeper and deeper in that hole. But Kim is someone that she's a safe person. She's a safe person to talk to. I mean, she pulled things out of me. She pulled stuff out of me. It took some effort, but she pulled those things out, and man, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for that. So now I can talk about it. I can talk about things that I wasn't able to talk about and be vulnerable about and be real with it, you know. So those were some things. You got to face yourself. That's probably one of the things that you have to do is face your own feelings and face your own emotions and face your own ugly and your own good and your own bad. You got to face all those things. And because you just have to, you have to face it. I mean, you have to go through things, and then there's another thing that she said that stuck with me. When you face things, you don't have to create an alternative reality. Man, fear is work. Fear is work because you gotta adopt this whole nother way of thinking. Oh, I'm not gonna trust nobody, and then you gotta, like me, being the stubborn, the stubborn part of me is like, well, I'm gonna do this. And then if there's, you gotta make an effort to do it. You gotta make so much of an effort to keep up with that alternative reality, if that makes sense. If that makes sense. So another thing that she said that stuck with me was fear is a spirit, and only a spirit can overcome a spirit, right? So you can't, you have to face fear with love, and who is love? God is love. And who is God? God is spirit. And so his spirit lives in me, and so I can face fear with his spirit that lives in me. You can't face it any other way. And so those are just a few things. I mean, there's so much that I learned. Oh, let me tell you this. This is going to be so fun when you do this. This is going to be so much fun. She had us write down or find out the meaning of our names, right? Man, and my name is Sarah. Yeah, my middle name is Anastasia. My last name is Gaskin, right? And so all that means, I found out, is resurrected princess. I was like, woo! And I was like, me coming from the background that I was when I was a lesbian, I was wearing guys' clothes, guys' underwear, the whole nine, y'all. I was 110%. Nobody could tell me anything about who I was gonna love until, but Jesus, but God came along, and I'm so grateful for that. But yeah, so resurrected princess, I was like, and around the time that I was taking this workshop, God was revealing his kingdom to me, right? So I was like, oh, I'm a princess in the kingdom, right? Man, it was really awesome because it meant so much because it's resurrected princess. So it's like I went from having these guys' clothes on and doing what I was doing, and trying to be hard. You know how the world gotta, you can't cry, you know, you can't show any kind of vulnerability in the world view because people take advantage of it. So me going from that place to being resurrected princess, that's the meaning of my name. And I truly believe fully in that, and I'm gonna walk in that, that's the meaning of my name. And so that was so much fun, though. That was so much fun. You're gonna have so much fun. I mean, this is gonna be fun, as well as you're gonna be facing fears and stuff, but you're also gonna have fun. If you relate in any way to this, I'm a single person. I'm a single 30-year-old woman, and she helped me. So even if you're single, not married, you can still learn so much from this. I just really, guys, you need this. If you can relate to any of this, you really need this. And um I tell you, man, Kim is the person. Kim is the person to talk to about this because this is something she specializes in. And I like I said, I believe fully in this. You gotta get in here. If you need to, if you know you need it, now if you know you need it, you need to get in here. But yes, so it's been awesome. I still, Kim is awesome. I don't know how to explain how awesome she is, but she really is. This is no joke. This is not, some fake thing. I went through the class in person, and I came out really learning a lot and really applying things to that she helped me with to even go further in to facing everything. And now when I realize I'm fearful of something, I know how to combat that. And Kim helped me with that. She really did. So if you know you need this, you need to click on the button and go and get in here. That's about it for me. That's about it. Y'all, I'll see y'all in there.